Hi Gemini, this is going to be your April mid-month reading slash movie channeling. That's what I do. I incorporate songs and movies into my readings, and I'm really starting to feel that, so I guess that's what we're going with from now on. What I got for you, it's actually my most favorite one I've ever done to this day, which is Beauty and the Beast. That's what I got. And what I was seeing with that, well, first and foremost, I was getting a very high priestess energy. And I think that's you, Gemini. You remind me of Belle right now. And Belle, to me, is the epitome of the high priestess. Very book smart. You're very book smart, and you value intellect. And you know many things. I feel like you also have many secrets. I don't know why I felt drawn to say that. In my head, I got the master of many things, too. Very magician-like energy. Just like those two, high priestess and magician. You guys are feeling very on top of your craft. Something about... Many of you are mastering or studying up on a certain material. Something you're trying to learn. Perhaps a lot of you are taking up a hobby or a craft during quarantine, just for the fuck of it. And I think that's a good idea to really get your mind off of the chaos. It could be art, because art is a good anxiety relief, so I recommend that too. I was also getting with that, since sometimes random info hits me and I felt drawn to mention that from the movie. Belle's father was always doing weird experiments and inventions, so I feel guided to say something with entrepreneurship or the scientific field. A lot of you are interested in that. And with science too, I also think of astrology, space, moon cycles and all that, so that could very well be what science is for you. You're into the occult. Or you just straight up took up a new hobby that you're really trying to master, like the magician. Really reading up on something. I see a lot of reading books. Maybe reading books on astrology. That's cool. Dang, Gemini. Really keeping yourself busy. Really using your time for creation. And I really love this. But in love terms, I was getting kind of like the epitome of Beauty and the Beast. You are starting, or you're beginning to, fall in love with the beast. And not to say you know someone and they're not physically attractive, or... You know what I mean? This isn't really about looks. I'm seeing this as someone's exterior, their mask. Maybe they're very angry most of the time. Maybe they just never experienced love until they found you, and it's almost creeps them out or makes them uncomfortable. I think it was a very uncomfortable vibe. And remember how the beast came off as scary, aggressive, and controlling? But that's obviously not who he really was. He was an actual person. He was just under a curse / spell. And I think you broke the spell, Gemini. You eventually loved who they were. You saw past that. You saw past the mask, which I feel guided to point at that for some reason. And I'm always doing symbolism with it too. Whatever pops into my head, that's what I mention. So do you know the rose? That iconic red rose. I might even make that the thumbnail, because I think that's the majority of what I'm trying to get towards, and I think it's just really pretty. But I've always wanted one of those glass roses, Beauty and the Beast inspired roses. Just, they're so pretty. But with what I see with the rose is, obviously, I always say this, I've said this in past readings, so if my Libra reading had to do with red, and so did my Sagittarius. I spoke of red in there too. What's up with all this red? I'm just keep getting hit with that. Look, he's wearing red there. Interesting. But obviously the rose is red. And the roses are the flower of love. I always see red symbolizing passion, love, anger. It could be any of those things. That's what's so unique about red, especially in movies or when you're looking deeply into like colorism, because I think that really, really represents you and this relationship with someone. The rose symbolizes anger, just how they came across, scary, aggressive, controlling. But that's not who they really were. It's a defense mechanism. They're under a spell, almost like they can't help it. Someone can't help being this way. Maybe this is rooted in insecurity. I don't see this in a way as like someone's being rude to you, like you're being abused or anything. Not like that, so do not take that from this reading. But obviously, the rose slowly started dying, just like the beast's hope for true love. It's almost as if you know someone, Gemini, that has a very tough exterior, but they only act like that because they've lost hope in finding the one. Like the rose is starting to die. And so is that person's will to find love or hope to find love. You met this person at the perfect time almost. Fate said it was time. And he's under a spell, which I see, well, not a literal spell, obviously. Just sort of an analogy here. He came across in a very weird way. But I really think you broke the spell, Gemini. You eventually saw past that, and we know what happens at the end. So, let's get into it. But yeah, I'm still getting that high priestessy vibe, as if you guys are really, really, really studying something, or studying someone. Either way. And what I thought of with this, which is really interesting, I almost screamed. This reminds me, remember that guy that was trying to get at Belle, but she wasn't interested because he was very arrogant. All the girls wanted him, but she didn't see anything with him. She valued intellect. I think that's you, Gemini. A lot of you are no bullshit kind. You're very picky with who you spend time with. What do they call those people where they value intellect? It like turns them on or something. There's a name for that. I feel like a lot of you have that quality. I don't care how you look I care about how you treat people, but I really enjoy intellect. And I think he was also talking down at her for enjoying to read. Like, don't you need anything with more pictures? And she's like, okay, bye, Gaston. I think that was his name. I see this as him. He's very superficial, in and out. Like, he only saw Belle as a trophy. I feel like a lot of you have dealt with people in the past, Gemini, that have, I don't know, I always mention the signs, and at really inappropriate times I'm like, Gemini, so ignore that. I always try to mention it just in case I forget, like, who I'm talking to or something. But I always see this as those people. And Gaston saw Belle as more of a trophy. He only liked the chase because she was different. It wasn't actually because he liked her intellect. He didn't even understand her. So I feel like a lot of Geminis have dealt with that. You were also put in positions where you felt like you had to defend yourself. I see that too as like many bad options. Or guys trying to get at you, especially lately. I feel like a lot of you are just really alluring, because the high priestess can be alluring. But you're just not having it. You're not interested. And Two of Swords and the Moon. Something's hidden or someone's not seeing something. This is interesting. It really reminded me of that scene in Beauty and the Beast where she was trying to find her father, and she's like, show me my father. And then it showed the mirror. And this also, I just thought of the, tarot sexual magic, how the moon card, there's a mirror there. I'm seeing this as something's revealed, and it causes someone to panic almost. And also, Belle's main intention was to get her father and leave. She didn't intend on being shut in. Or, controlled by the beast, or being forced to stay. she was gonna go in and out like the Knight of Wands, Prince of Staves in this deck. But then, well, this is how she viewed the Beast at first. I feel like that could be what those options are. That could have been that person, because at first they seemed like every other guy or girl that tried getting at you. You're like, I've had enough. I've seen it all before. You guys are all the same. It's like, you guys are all the same. I'm done. Defense is up. But then, remember how I said I saw the rose symbolized maybe jealousy. Trying to protect herself from somebody. Anger, resentment, losing hope and love, and that's your defense mechanism. I feel like for whatever reason, someone really, really lost hope and love. Maybe they were heartbroken before. Not to be all rude, but with guys especially, they take that shit so seriously. Sometimes it takes them years to let go of that grudge, all that pain. Don't even get me started. But that's what I'm seeing with that. And then eventually they sort of bonded, you know? She started seeing him for who he truly was. She started to fall in love with him. And eventually something was revealed here. Obviously they started talking more, so I think you really got to know someone, Gemini, and you're like, dang. You're not who I thought you were. You're not like the rest. I am also getting this could have started out as a hookup. You know, some people go into things without really, no expectations, just in and out, like, and then all of a sudden it hits them, and they're like, pulled up. Feelings, what are those? You get defensive, and you're like, I don't want this. Because remember, Belle's main intention was to go there, leave. I feel like that was your intention, Gemini. But in this way, I'm seeing it means you weren't expecting to fall in love. You were only looking at the superficial aspects, but then the mask, your own mask, started to come off, and then you saw beneath it. Does that make sense? And then I see this too as, this is very aggressive, like defending yourself, like, I'm so scared, don't touch me. It's kind of how she was at first, very, very scared. I feel like Geminis, you were very scared of your feelings. And then I don't know why I'm seeing the Two of Swords in a very light way, as if you're finally coming to some sort of truce. It's slowly coming down. You don't seem as aggressive here. You seem more calm, as if you're warming up to somebody. And then here is like, the moon is usually secrets, or she found out a lot about him. I think she also may have found out about the curse or the spell. I feel like this too, I'm getting that turning point where they're both like, oh my god, I love them. And as we know, towards the end, Gaston, he said, we're gonna kill the beast. This could also be you protecting your person. I feel like this was you at first defensive against them, like Belle was with the beast. But now I feel like you're protecting what you've created with this person. Some jealous, remember I got jealousy. Red can also symbolize jealousy. Love can be a crazy thing. It can evoke lots of emotions in people, from jealousy, anger, sadness, just love is intense. It's an intense emotion. And sometimes people don't like your relationship, or I have a strange feeling, kind of like how Gaston only saw her as a arm candy. He wasn't serious about it. He didn't care for her intellect. That High Priestess she's not always that impressed. She's very independent. So if you're gonna get with the High Priestess, you have to show you stand out, in my opinion. But yeah, he did not stand out. He got very angry with that whole beast situation. So eventually she ended up trying to protect him, because I seriously feel like there's a toxic ex here, Gemini. Or just somebody that always interferes with your relationship. They could be doing that now. There's so much, and then look over here. We have 5 of Wands. 3 people, I see this as Belle, Gaston, and then the Beast. So much conflict here. You know when like the climax of a movie where that's where things start getting wild? I see this as your life, Gemini. Or maybe that's the peak. I just got the peak of your emotions. could be like love messages. That bringing out your inner child. Because Belle eventually felt very comfortable with him and turned out okay, right? I think he also brought her to a room where there were books. See what I mean? Put her into thought. Really, really appreciated her intellect. I think he did a favor for her. He brought her to this room and wanted her to be more comfortable. Do you think Gaston would do that? No. He would not. Gaston is the epitome of toxic masculinity, and I feel like that's exactly what a lot of Geminis have dealt with in the past. And that's why you were hesitant and defensive, like Belle was with the Beast, when you met them. But then the mask slowly came off. I think both of you had masks in different ways. Belle's mask was more so like just putting down her defenses, like, oh, there's nothing to be afraid of. Remember that scene, come into the light? And then he was revealed, and I was like, oh my god. Because remember, it was the darkness, and then all of a sudden, boom, there he is, and it really took her by surprise, like, hey, hold up, back off. Moral of the story, I think someone turned out to be very different. Pure, like, that childlike energy sparked something within each of you. Look at how, like, I see that as you, aka Belle, High Priestess vibe. A lot of Geminis are on their shit. I'm just so proud. Seriously. Whatever you guys are doing, keep doing it. Anyway, she's looking at that wand as if she's like, that's my wand. Then what do we have here? Queen of Staves. Yes. See, remember what I said about you attract many, many people? Like, I always say this too. When you're a desirable person, when you're interesting, you'll attract many. And a few of those fuckboys, superficial offers, the ones that just want to hit it and quit it. It's kind of like Gaston saw. She was unattainable. The only girl that doesn't throw her at him. But that's the only reason. I hate people like that. I feel like that's exactly why you were so defensive too. I don't know why I'm getting this, but it makes so much sense. Gemini, you could have rejected someone and they did not take that. They're very miserable and upset about that. They took that as a complete stab in the face. Like, how dare you reject me? Or you ended things with an ex, someone that was just very, very, very bad for you. But I think you got over that. But now that you're slowly, I feel like they feel you pulling away energetically, and that's what's causing this. They found something out. They're like, hold up. And, ooh, this card literally looks like Belle walking through the woods, does it not? She went back and forth a lot between the woods and then there. I feel like a lot of Geminis are used to being the hero. Kind of like how she was only with her dad. Maybe you lack a mother figure. Something about looking after one's dad. You have a sick parent. If you do, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I just sort of do that when I get a little uncomfortable because I just got that out of nowhere. But yeah, a lot of you could lack one, maybe two. I feel like you're always used to saving the day. Look, remember I said towards the end she sort of stepped into her masculine energy. High Priestess to Magician, quite literally. Remember I said that? Magician can be raw, sort of, I don't know why I said raw, power, masculine power. Stepping into your true, like, don't mess with the people I love. This kind of looks like, remember something was revealed at the end? The rose slowly started dying, and so was his hope to go back to normal, to lift this curse. Love in general, he was just losing hope in it. I think he was also dying too. So it's like the more someone goes without love, it feels like they're dying, and that's really sad. Someone's in pain here. Someone you're connected to, Gemini, is in pain. Maybe it's someone you're trying to get to know, but you know there's more there, but they're just not letting you in. feel like that's for a lot of you. Of course, you can't help that to an extent. It has to come from here. But in a movie sense, remember at the end, it looks like when he went back to his usual self. Prince of Cups. That childlike. And things were happy again if you think about it. The curse was lifted and everyone was just, it was bright and beautiful. And then they were just there dancing, having a good time. Wait, this isn't Page of, I apologize. I meant Knight of Cups. Yeah, your typical knight in shining armor. Sort of, I see this too as you both fighting for each other. You guys are very protective of each other. Kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde thing. Got that in one reading before. Like, no, back off. Back off. That's my lady. But I think someone's definitely coming around. When they met you, Gemini, it's like their hope in love was restored. They didn't know it was possible to meet someone like you. You're different. And High Priestess, like I said, doesn't entertain just anybody. She finds people... She's intellectually stimulated. In my opinion, she likes someone who's different, introverted, likes to read, do similar things. So maybe you guys have common interests and it really made you guys click. You guys bonded over something. The wall started to come down and she was eventually not afraid. So I feel like this person literally just made you feel uncomfortable at first because 1, you didn't trust them, and 2, they acted kind of like an asshole. Not too intensely, but do you know some people are just defensive, ego, you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm guessing, oh, we're at 22 minutes, not too bad. That's what I'm getting for a lot of you, just straight up. I don't want to go on too long. Someone might reveal their feelings to you, or maybe this is even you, Gemini. You're warming up. You're just straight up warming up to somebody. This could have started out as a lighthearted thing, like, I'm only gonna dip my toe in the waters here. But then you ended up staying in the water. Got drowned by all sorts of emotions. Look at that, in the background. And it slowly started to fall off. And Belle, it's really funny because I feel like Belle was always running back and forth, if you ask me. Back and forth, back and forth. And she was protecting the ones she loved. She was looking for her father, I believe. So yeah, I'm getting that father thing again. A lot of you just take care of a specific family member. You're very, very nurturing as well. I really love this energy. I love Geminis. I feel like they get a bad rep sometimes, but I got you guys. I'm here to gas you up. But most importantly, love aside, because I was trying to focus more on like that intellectual thing. Whatever you're studying up on, I see it really, really working out in your favor. And maybe that's why I was seeing this as Belle. Just discover you're so interested in what you're doing. You have your eye on it. So if you're determined to learn everything you can about it. And then once you've mastered it, you're trying to master that, whatever that is, it's different for everybody, but I see you mastering it. Magician energy. And I'm really thinking of the infinity symbol on the magician. It's like, I just got infinite thoughts, infinite ideas. I just got brainstorming. You feel very stimulated in whatever you're doing. Things are just coming to you. And in a way, I'm getting this strange feeling a lot of you went through some form of creative block. That could also be what this is. And I think you were also disturbed. In general, I'm seeing this too as just straight up jealousy. Outside forces, lingering, trying to distract you, if you ask me. Look, here you are looking at your little wand. That's my destination. That's your destination. You want to go from a high priestess studying. I don't want to get studying and reading books like Belle. And then you're going to step into that power. You've mastered your craft. I think you're literally creating something. Remember I got entrepreneurship? You could do something with your hands that you sell. That's cool. And you could also just straight up be studying astrology, something with the science. You like to create things, kind of like Belle. I was getting Belle's father vibe. And if you think about it, both of them are creative, just in different ways. So maybe that's even what we're seeing here. You bonded with this person, and you slowly felt more comfortable because you're like, even though they look not hideous or angry and weird on the outside, they're really not half bad. And not to be all rude, because personality matters too. I think you value that the most. I'm talking to a Gemini that really values personality and how you see them. You observe people too. High Priestess does that. Like, how do you treat people? How do you treat your mother? How do you treat your family? I see, what was I even saying? I totally just went a blank. Maybe that's for a reason. But yeah, oh yeah, I was getting, you both are creative in different ways. So that's cool. Maybe for one or the other, it's science, and then someone else creates something, they're an artist. You guys really mesh well. It's like, okay, that's who I find very stimulating. But as the rose slowly died, in the end it worked. Like, she thought he died, she thought it was over. This relationship could have ended, or you guys really lost hope in this connection, because there was outside disturbances, many things coming up, like many things being revealed, like dun dun dun, climax. But then I saw slowly, like, the dying rose turned into a very beautiful, saturated, it's like almost growing from a new seed or something. And that's what I see with the Magician too. So it's like love is restored. Both of you, I think both of you in different ways, you have hope and love again. It's like, you might not necessarily be my type. Oh, and that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say this person could be, yeah, just not your usual type appearance-wise, if you know what I mean. But you don't care. You saw what was inside, you saw the heart. And the heart grew. Kind of like, I just got the Grinch. Remember, his heart grew like 5 sizes? Kind of like, I'm seeing that with this person, whoever you're connected to. And I'm straight up seeing people are just bothering you. Trying to knock you off of your focus. That's your destination, and you need to focus on your destination, Gemini. I'm not going to get too much into this because I don't really like to do that. Because who cares, right? I don't see them. I don't see my haters. I don't see people trying to bother me. Because this isn't their life, is it? Can you imagine if people went within instead of projecting outwards? How long or how far along they could be at. But no. They'd rather just poke their sticks at people. Seriously. But yeah, Gemini, straight up master of many things right now. I'm gonna get some Oracle. I don't know which one I'm gonna use. I might actually use Angel Answers. I was gonna use Kipper, but I don't think I will. Or maybe I will. Oh my god, here we go. I don't know what to do. I'm conflicted. I'm gonna use Kipper. I do not have enough room here. Okay, what do we have? Not gonna shuffle too close to the camera because for some reason I feel like I make really obnoxious noises with my decks more than others. And some people are just not a fan. I mean, to each their own. That's cool. Ooh, this came out straight away. I said it as Belle. Privileged lady. People, even random people, they put you on a pedestal. They really do. And 2 and 1 is 3. I always think of the Empress when I see this. Look at, she's in fancy clothes. She's beautiful. Kind of reminds me of the yellow dress. And yellow kind of reminds me of this, isn't that the sacral chakra? One of them is yellow. That could be solar plexus. But yeah, I see this like attraction is growing. Someone's attraction is growing. You're almost irresistible to people. What else? What else do we have in this story? Take from the top. Main male. Yep. That's the beast. Well, he started out as one, now look at him. Handsome. I feel like this is you two. Official person. It looks like, literally looks like Gaston, whatever his name was. And notice how he's behind them, not in front of them. That's interesting. Yeah, something is behind you. Like literally physically behind you. People are behind you. You know that saying, people talking behind your back are behind you for a reason, blah blah blah. That, and I think a toxic ex or some sort of infiltrating energy is it's long gone. It's gone. It's like you fought for your beliefs and you're trying to stay focused because you know giving your energy to things like that, it only brings you lower. And come on, you're the privileged lady and they're the main male. Period. Ooh, and then we have Pathway. It's opened up it's like the light at the end of the tunnel. That happy ending, you know? That very 10 of Cups here. It started out like this. Standing up for your beliefs, really feeling like you have to defend yourself, scared. But now, it's like both of you are starting to believe in love again. Lots of growth as well. This changed you. You both changed each other. For all I know, this could be some sort of soul connection. You guys were attracted for a reason. And there's a reason you find them very intellectually stimulating and you enjoy their personality more. Because it's as if you guys were merged for a reason. You know what I mean? I don't want to get into twin flames, but that's what I'm getting to. Distant horizons. Wow. I see this too as just getting started and then bye. Happily ever after. I really like these cards. It's like everything's better now. Hope restored. Star card reverse, turn to star card upward. For real. Okay, Gemini. That's the end of your reading. Got a lot out. I hope I'm not missing anything because sometimes I get weird downloads after I stop recording and I get very angry. I'm like, okay, but I'm seeing I covered everything. It's like you're seeing the real somebody. And someone really loves you. They don't only see you for your looks, they see what's inside too. It's like a bonus. They love both. So make sure, let this be a lesson too. I don't think you Geminis are. I feel like you guys are very picky. Don't entertain this kind of energy. Stick up for yourself and stay focused because I think a lot of you have a goal. Something you're working on that's very, very important to you. So don't get thrown off. I just get thrown off of balance or thrown off of your focus because we can't have that. Come on, Geminis. High Priestess does what High Priestess is. And that, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm just going to end it there. Okay, Gemini, please like and subscribe. That would really mean the world to me. Watch my other videos. Support the channel in any way. Really appreciate it. If you're like a personal reading, I don't really mention that too much in my videos, but all of that is usually down below. I'm really lenient. You could even ask for a movie channeling or a song channeling. Anything you want. I usually just ask people to email me first before they send any payment, or we can clarify some things if you have any questions. So, yeah. Have a great rest of your day, guys, and take care of yourselves. Stay focused because I think you're really, really focused on a specific destination. And I'm just going to keep saying it. Just stay focused. Don't worry about these people. Okay, Gemini. Bye.